We've come so far in this series. We learned how cats evolved their communication system specifically for humans. We decoded tail language and vocalizations. We learned to distinguish fear from aggression through body language. If you're just joining us, I'll link all the previous videos right up here, because we're building a complete understanding of how your cat communicates with you. Today, we're diving into something truly fascinating, something most cat owners completely overlook because, frankly, we can't even perceive it. We're talking about scent communication. Your cat is leaving messages all over your house, all over you, all over their territory. Messages you can't smell, but that are absolutely critical to understanding your cat's emotional world. And when you learn what those invisible messages mean, you'll understand behaviors that probably seemed random or strange before. Let me tell you about Lisa. She's 59, works from home as a freelance editor, and she lives with Shadow, a 9-year-old gray tabby she adopted after her divorce 5 years ago. Lisa and Shadow have a good relationship, or so Lisa thought, but there was this one behavior that Lisa found both endearing and confusing. Every single morning, without fail, Shadow would come into Lisa's bedroom and rub his face against everything. The door frame, the nightstand, the corner of the bed, Lisa's face, her hands, her slippers on the floor, everything. Lisa thought it was cute. She called it Shadow's morning routine, but she had no idea what he was actually doing or why it mattered so much to him. Then one morning, Lisa overslept and rushed out of the house without giving Shadow his usual morning attention. When she came home that evening, Shadow seemed anxious. He followed her around the house, meowing, rubbing against her legs more insistently than usual. That night, his morning routine was even more intense. More rubbing, more thorough, almost frantic. Lisa started to wonder. Was this more than just a cute behavior? Was Shadow trying to tell her something? And that's when Lisa learned about scent communication. Shadow wasn't just being affectionate during his morning routine. He was doing something essential to his emotional security. He was marking his territory, marking Lisa as his family, and creating a familiar scent landscape that made him feel safe. When Lisa disrupted that routine by rushing out, Shadow's entire scent map was thrown off, and he felt anxious until he could re-establish it. Once Lisa understood this, she made sure to give Shadow a few minutes every morning for his rubbing routine, and Shadow's overall anxiety decreased significantly. Lisa had been unknowingly participating in critical communication all along. She just hadn't realized what it meant. This is the hidden world of cat communication, the world of scent that we humans are almost completely blind to. But to your cat, scent is everything. It's how they navigate their world, how they identify friend from stranger, how they mark what's theirs, how they feel safe. And when you understand what your cat is doing when they rub against things, when they need, when they headbutt you, you understand a profound form of communication that's been happening invisibly all along. So let's decode this secret language. Let's start with the basics of how cat scent communication works. Cats have scent glands in several places on their bodies, on their cheeks, on their chin, on their forehead, between their eyes, on their paws, between their toes, at the base of their tail, around their rear end. These glands secrete pheromones, chemical messengers that carry information to other cats. When your cat rubs their face against something, they're depositing pheromones from their facial glands. These are called facial pheromones, and they're generally associated with positive emotions: comfort, security, familiarity, affection. When your cat marks something with facial pheromones, they're saying, "This is mine, this is safe, this is part of my territory." When your cat kneads with their paws, they're activating the scent glands between their toes. They're marking whatever they're kneading with their scent. When your cat scratches a scratching post or your furniture, beyond maintaining their claws, they're also leaving scent markers from those paw glands. This is territorial marking. This is mine. And when cats rub their rear end or the base of their tail against things, they're leaving stronger territorial markers. These tend to be less about comfort and more about ownership and boundary setting. You might notice your cat doing this more around the edges of their territory, near doors and windows, places where their space meets the outside world. Now here's what's fascinating. We can't smell any of this. To us, it's completely invisible. But to your cat, your entire house is covered in scent messages. Every surface your cat has rubbed against is marked. Every piece of furniture they've scratched has their signature on it. Your cat is living in a rich scent landscape that tells them exactly where they are, what's safe, what's theirs, and who's been here. Let me tell you about another cat owner, Dorothy. She's 66, retired, and lives with 2 cats, Bella and Max. Dorothy always thought it was sweet that when she'd come home from visiting her daughter, both cats would immediately start rubbing against her legs, her bags, her coat. She thought they were just happy to see her, and they were. But they were also doing something else. Dorothy had been away from the house. She'd picked up foreign scents. She smelled different. Not bad different, just not like home different. Bella and Max were remarking Dorothy with their scent, reintegrating her into the family scent profile, and also learning about where she'd been through the scents she'd brought home. Once Dorothy understood this, she started giving the cats a few minutes to do their rubbing routine before she put her things away. She was respecting an important ritual. This brings us to one of the most common behaviors that cat owners misunderstand: the head bunt or head bump. Your cat walks up to you and bonks their head against your hand, your leg, your face. This isn't just affection, though it is that too. This is scent marking. Your cat is rubbing those facial scent glands on you, marking you as part of their family group. When cats who live together head bunt each other, they're creating a colony scent, a shared family smell that identifies them as belonging together. When your cat head bunts you, they're including you in that colony scent. They're saying, "You're mine, you're part of my family, you belong to my group." It's one of the highest compliments a cat can give you. And when you pet your cat, especially around their face and head, you're spreading that scent around. You're helping them mark themselves and you. This is why many cats seem to enjoy being petted on the head and cheeks more than other parts of their body. You're participating in the scent exchange. You're helping them with their marking behavior. Lisa learned that Shadow's morning routine was all about re-establishing the scent map after it had faded overnight. During sleep, scents dissipate slightly. Nothing dramatic, but enough that Shadow felt the need to refresh everything in the morning. Mark the territory. Mark Lisa. Make sure everything still smelled right and safe. Once Lisa understood this, she realized that Shadow's morning routine wasn't optional for him. It was essential to his emotional well-being. Now let's talk about kneading, sometimes called making biscuits. Your cat pushes their paws alternately into a soft surface, often purring while they do it. This behavior starts in kittenhood. Kittens knead their mother's belly while nursing to stimulate milk flow. It's associated with comfort, safety, and the most secure time in a cat's life. Adult cats maintain this behavior, and it serves multiple purposes. They're self-soothing, recreating that feeling of safety and comfort from kittenhood. They're also marking with those paw scent glands, and they're showing affection and trust. A cat only kneads when they feel safe. If your cat kneads on you, that's a profound statement of trust and love. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 61, lives alone after her kids moved away, and has a cat named Whiskers. Whiskers started kneading on Margaret's lap every evening while they watched TV together. But Whiskers' claws were sharp, and the kneading hurt. Margaret's first instinct was to push Whiskers off her lap when he started kneading because it was uncomfortable. But then Margaret learned what kneading meant. Whiskers wasn't trying to hurt her. He was showing her the deepest form of feline affection and trust. He was recreating the safety he felt with his mother, and he was associating that safety with Margaret. Pushing him away would have rejected that expression of love. So Margaret found solutions. She started keeping a thick blanket on her lap. She trimmed Whiskers' claws more regularly. She gently pressed down on his paws when the claws extended too much, which retracted them without stopping the kneading behavior. And she treasured those kneading sessions because she now understood what Whiskers was telling her. "You make me feel as safe as my mother did. You're my home." Now let's talk about something cat owners often find annoying, but that's actually important communication: scratching. Not just on scratching posts, but sometimes on furniture, door frames, carpet. Beyond maintaining their claws and stretching their muscles, your cat is marking territory with those paw scent glands. Cats tend to scratch in visible locations, near entrances, in high traffic areas. They're leaving both a visual mark, those scratch tracks, and a scent mark. They're saying, "This is my territory. I live here. This is mine." If you have multiple cats, you might notice they tend to scratch near the same spots. They're maintaining a shared territorial boundary, reinforcing the colony scent. Dorothy noticed that Bella always scratched the door frame of the bedroom, and Max always scratched the corner of the couch nearest the front door. These were boundary markers. Bella was marking the sleeping area, the most intimate part of the territory. Max was marking the entrance, the boundary between inside and outside. Once Dorothy understood this was communication, not destruction, she made sure to provide appropriate scratching posts in those exact locations. The furniture scratching decreased because the cats had proper outlets for their territorial marking behavior. Here's something else that relates to scent, though indirectly. When your cat brings you prey, whether it's a real mouse or a toy they've been playing with, they're often doing something related to scent and colony bonding. They're sharing their resources with you. They're including you in the feeding of the colony. Yes, they might also be teaching you to hunt, which cats do with their young, but they're also saying, "We're family, I share with you." Lisa noticed Shadow would occasionally bring her his favorite toy mouse and drop it at her feet, meowing. She used to just pick it up and toss it for him to chase. But she learned this was gift-giving behavior. Shadow was sharing his prey with her, treating her like family, so Lisa started acknowledging these gifts more intentionally. "Thank you, Shadow, that's a good catch." And then she'd engage in play, honoring the gift by making good use of it. Now let's talk about something that seems completely unrelated, but actually connects to scent communication: where your cat sleeps. Cats tend to sleep in places that smell right to them, that have the colony scent, that feel safe. This is why your cat might sleep on your clothes, your bed, your favorite chair. It smells like you. It smells like the colony. It smells like safety. Margaret noticed Whiskers always slept on the corner of her bed, specifically on her side, not the empty side where her ex-husband used to sleep. Whiskers was sleeping where Margaret's scent was strongest. He was surrounding himself with the scent of his person, the scent that meant safety and home. And when your cat sleeps on your clothes, especially worn clothes, they're doing the same thing. They're immersing themselves in your scent. They're also adding their scent to your clothes, which is why when you put on a shirt the cat has been sleeping on, the cat often becomes very interested in you. You smell even more like the colony now. This brings us to a behavior that confuses a lot of cat owners. When you come home from being somewhere else, especially somewhere with other animals, your cat might avoid you, act standoffish, or even hiss at you. You smell wrong. You smell like outside, like other animals, like not colony. Your cat needs time to reassess and remark you. Dorothy experienced this intensely when she pet sat for her friend's dog. When Dorothy came home, both Bella and Max acted like they didn't know her. They kept their distance, ears slightly back, cautious. Dorothy felt hurt, but then she understood. She smelled like dog. She smelled like stranger. The cats needed time to identify that underneath the foreign scent, this was still their person. Within an hour, after some cautious sniffing and then thorough rubbing, the cats had remarked Dorothy, and everything was fine again. Some cats are more sensitive to scent disruption than others. If your cat seems upset when you come home smelling different, Give them time and space to adjust. Let them approach you and sniff. Let them rub against you and remark you. Don't force interaction. They're processing sensory information and reestablishing the colony scent. Here's another scent-related behavior that seems weird but makes sense once you understand the scent landscape. Cats sometimes lick their owners. People assume this is just affection, and it is, partly, but it's also scent behavior. Cats groom each other to spread colony scent and maintain social bonds. When your cat licks you, they're grooming you like they would a cat family member. They're spreading scent, maintaining the bond, caring for you. Lisa noticed Shadow would sometimes lick her hand a few times after she pet him. She thought he was just returning the affection, but she learned he was also taste-smelling her. Cats have a special sensory organ in the roof of their mouth called the vomeronasal organ that processes scent information. When Shadow licked Lisa's hand, he was gathering detailed scent information. Where had she been? What had she touched? Was she stressed? Happy? Healthy? All of this information was in her scent, and Shadow was reading it. Now let's talk about a scent behavior that's often considered a problem: spraying or inappropriate urination. When a cat sprays, standing up and releasing a small amount of urine on a vertical surface, they're leaving a very strong scent mark. This is different from urinating due to litter box problems. Spraying is communication. Cats spray for several reasons. Unneutered males spray to mark territory and attract females, but neutered cats can spray too, usually due to stress or territorial insecurity. Something has disrupted their sense of safety, and they're trying to reinforce their territorial boundaries with strong scent markers. Dorothy dealt with this when she brought home new furniture. Max started spraying the new couch. Dorothy was upset and confused. She'd spent good money on this couch, and now it smelled like cat urine. But then she learned what was happening. The new couch smelled wrong. It didn't have any colony scent on it. It was a large foreign object in Max's territory, and he was trying to mark it as his, trying to integrate it into the scent landscape. Dorothy cleaned the couch with an enzymatic cleaner to remove the urine scent completely. Then she rubbed towels on Bella and Max's faces to collect their facial pheromones and wiped those towels all over the new couch. She was artificially adding colony scent. She also gave both cats extra attention and reassurance. Within a week, Max stopped spraying. The couch smelled right now. It was part of the territory. Here's your homework for this video, and I want you to really pay attention to this because it will change how you see your cat's behavior. For the next 3 days, watch for scent marking behaviors. When does your cat rub their face against things? What things do they mark? When do they head bunt you? When do they knead? Where do they scratch? Start seeing these behaviors not as random or just affectionate, but as purposeful communication. Your cat is building and maintaining their scent landscape. They're marking their territory, marking their family, creating a world that smells safe and familiar. You can't perceive this world directly, but you can see your cat creating it. And here's what I want you to share in the comments. What scent marking behaviors does your cat do that you now understand differently? Does your cat have a morning routine like Shadow? Do they rub against you when you come home like Dorothy's cats? Do they knead on you like Whiskers? Tell us about your cat's scent communication, and let's learn from each other. Lisa, Dorothy, Margaret, they all lived with cats who were communicating through scent every single day. They just didn't know what to look for because this communication is invisible to humans. But once they understood what their cats were doing, why it mattered, and how to support those behaviors, everything made sense. The behaviors that seemed random were actually purposeful. The routines that seemed optional were actually essential. Your cat is living in a world of scent that you can't perceive. But you don't have to smell it to understand it. You just have to watch what your cat does and know what it means. When your cat rubs their face on you, they're marking you as family. When they knead on your lap, they're showing profound trust and love. When they scratch the furniture, they're maintaining territorial boundaries. When they sleep on your clothes, they're surrounding themselves with your scent. All of this is communication. All of this is your cat telling you, this is my home, you are my family, I am safe here. And when you understand and support these scent-marking behaviors, you help your cat feel secure and loved in ways that matter deeply to them. In the next and final video of this series, we're going to put absolutely everything together. All the tail language, all the vocalizations, all the body language, all the scent communication. We're going to talk about how to read your cat as a complete being in real-world situations, because your cat doesn't communicate in isolated signals. They use all of these channels simultaneously, creating a rich, complex message about exactly how they feel and what they need from you. But for now, go watch your cat's scent communication. Notice when they rub, when they knead, when they mark. See the invisible messages they're leaving, and honor those behaviors because they're how your cat creates safety and family in a world that often feels too big and uncertain. Your cat has been leaving scent messages for you all along, and now you finally understand what they've been saying.